Hey y'all, why don't you grab a cup of coffee and chat with me for a few minutes about the state of the economic stimulus package. Hi, my name is Jim Hart. I'm the founding attorney here at Hawthorn Law, where we help you, the online business, to get your legal house in order so that you can focus on what you do best, and that is building a business that truly matters. Today, we're going to be talking about the economic stimulus plan. Specifically, we're going to address the payroll protection loan program. We're going to talk about the economic injury disaster loan program, or EIDL. We're going to talk about the stimulus checks and what's going on with those. And we're also going to talk about the unemployment benefits that are available under the stimulus plan. And when I talk about stimulus plan, what I'm really talking about is the CARES Act that was enacted into law back on March 27th. Today is Friday, April 10th, and so the information I'm posting today may be outdated tomorrow. It probably will be, let's be honest. Man, it is chilly McGilly out here. I'm out here on the porch this morning. It is a beautiful day, but it is a bit brisk. And I'm doing this video quick because my kids are right upstairs, and God knows they might be running down here any minute. What I haven't shown you is the fort that they've placed out here because, you know, we're all staying at home to be safe. Let's get into these payroll protection loans, the PPP program, if you will. I did a long video about this yesterday. You want to check that out right over here. Here's what you need to know. Today is the first day that independent contractors and self-employed individuals can apply for this program. So if you haven't already applied for this program, this is something you definitely want to do ASAP, because there's going to be a line of people that are trying to get these loan funds, and it's first come, first served. Now, I'm not saying there's not going to be money available to you. As I said in the video yesterday, we're anticipating that the loan funds are going to last until probably somewhere in the realm of May, even though the program's supposed to last until June 30th. But you still want to get your name in, and you want to get an application submitted as soon as possible. And here's what you need to know. I've gotten questions from people wondering, what if they work another job and do gig work on the side? Should they apply? I would say yes, you should apply, because number one, there's nothing guaranteed about your other job. Number two, if you're a gig worker, then under this program, you can apply for funds. Now, you're probably not going to get as much as the companies that are applying for $1 million, or the $10 million is the limit. You're not going to get that much. I mean, we might be talking about less than $10,000, but still, every little bit helps. So I would definitely apply and see what you might qualify for. The second thing I want you to know about this program is people are actually getting funded. I've heard from a number of people who are actually getting the loans into their bank accounts, and the loans are getting funded. So this program it's crawling along. I'm not going to say that it's happening fast, but it's definitely working, and the money is getting there. So you definitely want to get your application in. Personally, I submitted an application. I've already heard back from my bank. They reached out to me. I have a personal relationship with my banker, and he said that he should know something about funding by early next week. Now, granted, today is a Friday. I don't know if banks are going to be open today or not. It is Good Friday, which is a federal holiday. There's a chance that the people are taking off today. Maybe they're working. I honestly don't know, but regardless, he said I should hear something by next week, so that is an encouraging sign. The biggest thing you need to take away from the payroll protection loans is that you need to get your application in to see what you might qualify for and see if you can get some of those funds. And as long as you use them under the guidelines of the program, then you don't need to worry about having to pay those funds back. So it's a pretty cool perk. Second, we're going to talk about the economic injury disaster loans, or the EIDL loans. I'll be honest with you, this program it's messed up. Let's put it that way. I'm trying to be polite because this is a YouTube video and I have to self-certify that I'm not going to be swearing on this video, but if I could swear, I'd be swearing a lot about this program. And that dog that I gotta go take care of. I'll be right back. All right, so the EIDL loan program. This was the program, if you remember back, I did a video about this a couple weeks ago, where you could apply and they were supposed to deposit a $10,000 grant into your bank account within 3 days. Don't hold your breath, it's not coming. Here's a couple things you need to know about the updates with regard to this program. The SBA announced some new guidelines and caveats earlier this week that they were actually changing that $10,000 grant into $1,000 per employee. So if you have one employee, that's you. Remember, a lot of the people watch my videos are online businesses, so you might only have one employee. Then that would be $1,000 that you could get. If you have 5 employees, $5,000 that you could get. But they've changed that part of the program so that now they've capped it at the number based on the number of employees you have. Second thing you need to know about this program is, as far as I can tell, nobody's getting any money. I know that it was well intentioned, but the reality of the situation is nobody's getting paid funds under this program. Personally, I applied for this program on April 3rd. It's now been a week. I haven't heard anything. I haven't gotten an email. I have not gotten anything in my bank account. Nothing has happened, so I'm not holding my breath. And here's another nifty little tip that I found on CNBC this morning. 4 million businesses have applied for EIDL funding for a total of $383 billion. However, only $17 billion was allocated to the program. It's not going to take long for you to do the math on that one. According to CNBC, they have yet to find a single business that has actually received any money under this program, so who knows what's going on there. It doesn't sound to me like that's something that you really need to hold your head on. So don't hold your breath if you're applying for those funds from that program. Now, I'm not going to tell you not to apply. I would still apply because it only takes about 10 minutes to complete the application, but again, don't hold your breath that anything is going to come through. Let's talk about stimulus checks. I would say this is somewhat encouraging. You're supposed to receive $1,200 per person or individual. I hear the damn dog again. I'll be right back. All right, I've gotten a lot of questions about the stimulus checks and how this program is going to work, how it's going to be administered, what you're going to be eligible for, whether there's going to be any deductions to your payments, things like that. So here's what you need to know. First of all, there are income caps. So if you're an individual who earned more than $75,000 but less than $99,000, then you're going to be eligible for a check. There's a prorated amount based on whether you're between that $75,000 and $99,000 limit. If you earn less than $75,000, you get the whole thing. If you're a married couple and you earned less than $150,000, you get the whole check, and you would actually get 2 checks, I guess technically. So instead of $1,200, you get $2,400, and then you also get $500 per child. If you earn up to $199,000 or $200,000, that's the cap for married people, and above that, you're not going to get a check. Some other people that will not receive checks under this program are if you can be claimed as a dependent on someone else's tax return. So if you're a college kid and you're in school and your parents claimed you as a dependent on their tax return, guess what? You're not getting a check. You had to file your own separate tax return. So some other examples of this include obviously children, students, and an older dependent who can be claimed on a parent's return. So that might be a disabled adult or someone like that. Also, you will not receive a check if you do not have a valid Social Security number. I assume that also means tax ID number, but under the guidelines from the IRS, it is Social Security number. Dog. So if you do not have a valid Social Security number, you're not going to get a check. Or if you're a non-resident alien, you're not going to get a check. What do you need to do to make sure that you get this check? By check, I mean it's either going to be direct deposit or you're going to get a physical check. If you filed your tax return in 2018 or 2019 or both, then you're going to be first in line to get your checks. They're supposed to go out. First wave of payments is expected to be sent out next week, so April 13th. Also, if you're a Social Security recipient who does not file a tax return because you don't have to, you will automatically get your check as well. And by check, again, I'm meaning direct deposit. If you haven't filed your taxes for 2018 or 2019, now is the time to do so to make sure that you're going to get that payment if you need it. With regard to when the payments are going to be made, there is some conflicting information on this. Originally, they said the checks were going to go out this week. It's kind of a moving target with the Treasury Department on this, but right now we're being told that April 13th is the date then checks are supposed to go out. So we should start seeing people get their checks, or get their direct deposit, I should say, next week. Payments are going to go to the people who have entered their bank account information on their tax returns first, and if you have not actually if you did not put your bank account information on your tax return, then you will get a payment via paper check, and those will start going out the week of May 4th, I'm told, and it could take until August for all those to go out. Now, if you're thinking, okay, I don't want to wait until August, how can I get this sooner? Well, the IRS has said that they're going to be setting up a portal. It is not up and alive yet, but they're setting up a portal where you can enter your direct deposit information so that you can still get the payment direct deposited into your bank account. In terms of the checks that are sent out, they're going to go out to people who have the lowest incomes first to the highest income. So a couple questions about these programs. What if you owe money to the IRS? You're still going to get your full refund, even if you have back taxes that you owe, or even if you're going to owe on your tax return but you can't pay, you're still going to get the full amount of the stimulus check. What if you owe back child support? This is the one thing where they are going to make a deduction. If you owe back child support, they will deduct the amount of the child support that you owed, and the Treasury Department is going to be checking with the states, the child support offices, to see who owes back child support, to make sure that those back support payments can be applied to your stimulus check first. That's the only deduction that's going to be made from these checks. Will you owe taxes on the amount of the stimulus check? This is something I was wondering as an attorney, how are they going to treat this? And actually it is considered an advance from a tax credit on your 2020 tax return. If your income goes up in 2020, you're not going to need to repay this credit either. So that's what you need to know about stimulus checks. Unemployment. So beginning April 17th I'm in North Carolina, and I'm told by the unemployment office that beginning April 17th, they're going to start to add the $600 federal benefit to the unemployment checks that go out. So if you're already on unemployment, you don't need to do anything. They're automatically going to add this $600 benefit. In addition, there is some separate benefits that are available to people who are self-employed and would not otherwise qualify for unemployment because you're not paying unemployment insurance, I assume. Here's the thing. Every state's going to be different. Unemployment is administered at the state level, not the federal level. So every state's going to have their own unemployment security office, and they're going to roll these out under different timelines, and you're basically going to need to check with the rules on what's going on in your state. And what I would say is, if you think that you might qualify, now remember there's a special pandemic insurance benefit available for unemployment. So if your hours have been reduced through no fault of your own because of COVID, and you've been adversely affected because of COVID, then you could receive unemployment benefits as a result. But there's going to be a backlog, and there already is a backlog. And so if you haven't already applied, you can expect to wait probably 2 to 3 weeks before you're going to receive any benefits. So if you think you might qualify for this, I would definitely apply. Now, if you apply and you find out later that actually you should not have applied because maybe you get one of the PPP loans, or you're one of the only people that gets an EIDL loan, or you get some other benefits that you no longer require the unemployment benefits, or maybe you start going back to work, or maybe your employer starts paying you under the PPP program, then you can always say no to the unemployment benefits. But I wouldn't not apply now because you're thinking that you might get these benefits. Am I saying that right? I wouldn't not apply based on the hope that you're going to get some other benefit, because we don't know when or if those benefits are ever going to be paid until we start seeing them get paid, right? If you missed my videos yesterday on the PPP loans, right over there, people, do it. We'll see you in the next video. Have another great day at home.